Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stand the Line, a horror genre podcast hosted and created by me, Terrah Highly. Every week we talk about something horror genre related on Thursdays, and we are back with a review. And oh my gosh, we have my sister, Sunny Daze here.
Four sisters?
Yeah, bitch.
By blood? You
Blood
spit in the
brothers.
cup?
Spit? No, I remember. Has anyone ever wanted to do a blood oath with you?
I've actually done a blood oath.
I was gonna say wait. I think Sunny's done one. You have?
It was it was in middle school, and we did it in the forest, and it was a white person. Oh, I'm sorry, white tea person. And my brown self said, but I did it because peer pressure.
And then you got sepsis. Where'd you cut? In was it?
It was a palm.
I remember. I think his name was Ty or something. It was 5th grade, and he was like, "We can be blood brothers. We'll just cut here and then do it." I said, "No, I don't know where the fuck you been." I was like, and he was not really my friend like that. So
it was the one I stabbed in the leg. So we were friends like that.
Y'all don't need any other context. So
that's it.
Yeah, Sunny, what are we doing today?
Today we're reviewing a very lovely movie that you randomly put on.
Yeah.
After watching a very bad vampire movie.
Mm-hmm. So vam.
So bad.
I don't know if it's so vamp or vam. I'm pretty sure it's vam.
It was just bad.
That is first of all, dumb name. They say it twice in the movie. That's not what this... We gotta do a review on that another time. Because, honestly, I wish we did a commentary track of it, but I don't want to sit myself through that and
not again. Because you made me watch the beginning once, and we're like, we can't do this.
Bitch, I've tried to watch that movie prior to that twice, so this had been my third time attempting to watch the movie.
Terrible movie. We watched a really good one called Virus 32.
Or in Spanish...
Virus 32.
Say.
Mira.
Say it.
I know stuff.
Yeah, so read us a little bio about the movie. It's right there.
It's a rapid spreading virus which transforms people into intelligent, ultra-violent, extra-fast zombie hunters. After each wave of attack by the monsters, they're left incapacitated for 32 seconds while they recover their strength. Yep. That's the synopsis.
You know, I just put on this movie. What did you think this movie was going to be about?
Not zombies, actually. I thought it was going to be, like home intruders kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like they break into the building, keep them hostage, and they have to, navigate the building and try to hide.
The building, what is this building?
So it's like a YMCA or children's,
like a youth center or something? Center. However...
It's closed.
It's closed, and it's the size of a mall.
Yeah,
it huge. Doesn't when she walks in, we don't really see how big it looks, but when we're first introduced to this building, she's basically a security guard. She's a security guard for this place. She watches overnight. And I'm thinking, we see a gymnasium.
It's gonna be small. We thought it was a jail at first.
A
juvenile detention.
But then there's 3 other gymnasiums.
Yeah.
There's 2 pools.
Yeah.
There's all these other...
There's a locker room.
Huge. There's multiple different hallways.
And there's steps that go up and down. There's balconies.
You just described a staircase. There's steps that go up and down.
Shut the... You know what I meant.
Work.
Thank you. And their office, even their general office is really big because it has 2 different offices in one section. They have another one in the front.
With there's also the security camera
on every floor
office.
and hallway.
Oh, and then there's actual
fingerprint
security thing. But what does it even? It doesn't.
It's the signal that you're still there. That's what she said. She said it's to make sure that you're still working and you're on this side of the building. So it's kind of like a check-in kind of thing.
Okay, that's very interesting. I've never heard of that before.
I haven't either. I've heard of fingerprint, but not for that.
Now, initially, when I put on this movie, I just wanted something in the background, that I would look up from working on my project. I was working on
And
a corset.
This lady, after the first 15 minutes, was like, I can't focus anymore.
I was like, I have to give my it was probably like probably 20 minutes in or something, and I was like, I just stopped doing what I was doing, and I was like, I have to give my attention to this movie. It was one of those movies where I was just like, I have to see what happens, and it's in Spanish, which I'm learning Spanish.
You're doing very well.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Your accent's getting really good on it. Shut up.
Gracias.
I'm gonna take it back. Never mind. It's terrible.
Oh.
You're the country bumpkin of Spanish.
What is it? Odias? ¿Estás odias?
No.
You hate me?
Odias.
Odias. Damn it.
¿Me odias?
¿Me odias?
No. Sí, un poco.
Estás celosa.
I'm not
de
jealous,
me.
bitch. Go over there.
Celosa, for word of the week, is celosa or celoso, which means jealous. Oh my god, we should do that.
Word of the day.
Spanish word of the day in the podcast.
Well, we already forgot about prediction of the movie.
Oh yeah, what do you think the movie was going to be about? Oh, you know what? Película.
Película. Yeah.
That's movie in Spanish.
You can do terror for the next one.
Okay, cool. So you thought this was going to be like a home invasion.
Yeah.
Home invasion, but an invasion.
Yeah, where they try to kidnap them. Kind of like a Home Alone situation, but for adults.
If I didn't know that the movie was Virus 32 and someone played it, I don't know. I don't know what it would have been about.
Also, I don't listen to you a lot sometimes. I block you out sometimes, so I didn't hear
what
the movie was called.
No. You block me out?
Sometimes.
I would have never thought. I don't like to go beat by beat in a movie, but we have to talk about this opening sequence. Oh my God. It's like a 15-minute single, no cut shot that goes from this woman and this gentleman, this older man, in their home, and it goes out of the home and it follows this man, and
Well, it gives you a little bit of a hint of what's going on, because there's a bird that the woman take care of, and she was going to feed them, and she sees they're not in the cage anymore. Mm-hmm. And I think you looked away or you were focused on your project that moment.
Yeah.
But she finds him grabbing
the old
bird.
Man has killed the bird.
Yeah, with his bare hands.
Yeah. And we're like, okay, strange. Weird. So it goes out from that apartment. We meet Javi and his hija, Tata, en un carro, in the car, and hija is daughter. So we meet them for a little bit.
Daughter's talking mad junk about her mom.
Yeah. Oh, she hates her mom.
Yeah, she's like, she doesn't want me here. And I know she doesn't.
It was kind of sad.
So why am I coming? And that was hard.
Now that I put it in perspective, that is kind of sad, because I forgot that she kind of doesn't have a nice relationship. So, we see them, and the camera is still going, no cut, and it zooms up into the apartment where we meet Iris.
And her friend.
And her friend that doesn't matter, because we don't see her for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, she might be dead.
I hope not. But, we're following them, and then Javi comes up with Tata, and they discuss, and it's still one shot. Yeah. And when they leave the house, when Iris takes her daughter Tata to work with her, it's like a zoom out, large shot, and we can see a little bit of the chaos that is going on in the city. But they are unaware of it, which is kind of crazy. I was like, y'all just live in a bad neighborhood, and y'all just here.
Because she just, walked the other way.
Mm-hmm. Well, you said something that, I miss when buildings didn't all look the same.
Well, no, I said I miss Mexico, because this is what it reminds me of, because none of the buildings look the same. They all have,
different colors.
Yeah, different colors, different heights, different, architecture on each one. Mm-hmm. And in Mexico, all the houses are different. Some have wraparound porches. Some are, built-in, townhouses. And some are, adobe and,
it's like that in Spain, and it's like that in Japan, too. Yeah. I think America's just very cookie cutter. Cookie cutter, except for, cities. Yeah. We get this, really cool opening shot, and it's, bird's eye view. We see, a little bit of the chaos going on, and then we meet back up with them. And she basically has to sneak her kid into this job that she has. Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, how do we feel about the lead character? We're going into spoilers. I forgot to say spoiler alert, we're about to spoil the fuck out of this movie.
It's so good.
It's so good, y'all. We watched it on Shudder. The budget was 1.5 million, and they only made 93,500. That is crazy to me. When did the movie come out?
2012, I believe it said.
Really?
Yeah, it's recent. It's not that old.
That's still kind of old to me. That's a decade ago.
Yeah, but
2012. That's a decade ago.
Yeah, but I think I don't know. I
don't know.
Like
y'all, this is a good movie.
It's amazing.
I highly recommend that y'all go watch this. It's in the 90s on Rotten Tomatoes, like 90 out of 100, something like that.
Yeah.
But then on IMDb, it has a 5.5. Totally do not agree. This movie fucking rules. If you don't know Spanish, just put the subtitles.
They're really good. Don't dub it.
Don't dub it. I will say it was funny when the mother was like, "Do you want some?" This is how out of touch she is with her kids. She's like, "Do you want some coffee?" And the daughter, she says in Spanish, "I'm 8 years old," but the translation says, "I have 8 years." Which, I mean, you would kind of say like that, tengo ocho años, which is I have 8 years, but it means I'm 8 years old.
That's all I have.
Yeah, I only have 8 years. I was like, what is this place? This is such a weird place. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I would not work there by myself. Like, there is like where she leaves her kid is just like an open gymnasium with wet floors
because it feels like the water from the ceiling leaked,
and
it's just wet and it's not that lit well. And there's random balls.
Yeah, and then we're introduced to the fingerprint thing, which she goes and she like puts her finger on one, and there's like, I was like, is that blood on the walls? It looked like blood splatter on the walls, but she didn't.
She didn't react to it, so it must have not been.
I don't know, but anyway,
She's also not observant, because if you think about it, she missed this whole violence.
They're very not observant in this movie, but they go on ahead. She locks up the door because that's her thing. But I was like, girl, did you secure everything? Because, later on in the movie, we get this guy that breaks in through a very like high window, and I was like, how do we get in there? At one point she shows Tata that she has security cameras, and she even I think gives her a phone that shows the security cameras.
A walkie-talkie.
Yeah, but it has like a touchscreen. She can see.
No. She can see it on her phone.
On Tata's?
No, on her own phone. She has her own phone.
Yeah, but at one point Tata had a phone that had
No, it's a walkie-talkie.
Oh, well, she could see the webcam too, I think, on her device.
No.
I swear I saw something like that.
I promise.
Anyways, they have cameras so she can watch Tata, but she also, Ira sees like a fight going on outside. They call the police. She notices that her kid's gone.
Yeah.
When she goes back into that room, and she realizes that, she's screaming for her kid, and this man just like looks at her from like a high up balcony and just starts sprinting, and we're like, I didn't know what was happening. I was like, is he a guy that's coming in here to be like, hey, or like if he was gonna like, I thought he was gonna be like a normal human and like maybe like rush in and ask for help. No.
You see his face and his like veins are bulging, and he's bald and very scary looking.
Yeah,
he looks at you with intention of ferocity,
and he just sprints at her.
Yeah. Fast.
She takes that skateboard and she knocks him upside the head, and then she runs, and he's still going. It's very like, if y'all have seen, and I kept referencing this to Sunny, it's very much like 28 Days Later or 28 Weeks Later, where it's like the rage virus.
On Rotten Tomatoes, they did make that connection. That it does seem like that one. Because I was reading the reviews, and so I was like, this is very 28 Weeks Later.
I can see it in the same world. Honestly, I would love that if it was like a non-canon kind of same world situation. Because, I mean, people say that like Train to Busan and World War Z were like, they look like they could have been from the same movie. A lot of people don't like Train to Busan who are like from Korea.
Well,
so I wonder what that's about.
I don't know.
I like that movie. So yeah, we have now been introduced to the threat of these zombies, people. But they're still kind of human. Like they go down like humans. They're very intelligent. I wouldn't say they're dead though. They go down very easily.
They do, but they come back up very fast. So they are zombie-like.
So at one point, she just stabs one in the neck and kills it. Most zombies you have to take down by like
the head
cutting the head off or destroying the brain. Yeah.
So very resilient people is what we can put down
I think it's just like the rage virus where it's just it makes you like 10 times crazy. But we find out like
it's PCP.
we kind of find out, like, later on when the zombie guy kind of, like, comes after her a little bit later on that, you know, while she's hiding... Oh, the cat.
Oh, wait. She's hiding in the office.
Mm-hmm,
under the desk.
And she's, like, seeing the cameras now, and she sees, like, there's a guy and a daughter in there. There's, like, a woman
and
fucking running around.
Yeah.
I think she connects with her daughter at one point through one of the phones, and is like, hey, girl, hide in here.
If I do a special knock, you open the door, and only for that knock.
Mm-hmm.
So she tells her that, and then she sees the shadow of the man moving. So she creeps to the other office, which is connected, very bougie, and hides under the desk with like a screwdriver.
Yeah.
She's like, this is gonna save me. Skateboard didn't kill him. Screwdriver.
She hit him real hard with that skateboard. She should have kept going. But honestly, if I were her, I'm like, this man just sprinted at me. I'm gonna go find my kid. Yeah.
So, she's under the desk. He doesn't find her, but the cat comes in, and it's an office cat, and it has a name, and she loves him, because she said, "Good morning," whatever his name was when she walked in. I'm like, "Aw." He grabs that cat and pummels it into the ground until it's dead. I'm not going to go into detail. Cat. Yes. Bloody mess. If you love animals, skip that one.
Yeah, that's probably one thing I would say. Skip, maybe miss that point.
Yeah, maybe close your eyes, make your friend who hates cats tell you when it's over.
Yeah.
When they stop laughing, you know it's over.
That is not something... It was very aggressive.
It was very sad.
It was very aggressive. And she notices that, like, after he kills the cat, that he's just sitting there. Like, doing nothing. He's just sitting there.
And she's smart. She timed it on her phone.
Yeah, well, later on, when she looks at the footage. But when she's there, she, like, gets up and looks at him. And me and Sunny are like, bitch...
What are you doing?
What are you doing? And then she, like, gets up and leaves because he's not reacting. Yeah. So we find out she's observing the footage... She's very smart. Yeah. That it takes 32 seconds. So after it has basically got its rage out on something, to their knowledge, has killed it.
Yeah.
That it like just goes into an isolated state. It goes into like a comatose weird state of 32 seconds, and then it kind of comes back, which I really like that concept. I've never seen any concept like that in a zombie movie. Yeah. I've seen, the Train to Busan one where it's like when there's no light, they kind of like stop interacting, but they're still aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
This one is just like they're like completely like unaware, like as if you just closed their eyes and they went to sleep for 32 seconds. Very interesting time too. Yeah. 32 seconds. Don't know specific. Why. So she
Virus 32.
Well, yeah, duh.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry.
That's probably why they called it Virus 32. But I meant like I wonder what made the writers come up with the.
It's from Argentina. Maybe it has a significance over there.
They have 32 cities?
No. You know how, like, in Japan, they skip over a floor that's unlucky? What was it?
4.
4. In America, they don't like 13, so they skip over that number.
Unlucky number 32?
You never know. Why 4? Why 13?
4 because she means death.
Okay.
In Japanese.
So maybe something means death in 32. May 32
in Spanish, bitch, you speak the language.
It's from Argentina. There's different cultures. That's like saying a Cuban and Mexican have the same thing.
Well, according to that one client in my job the other day, he thought I was Cuban when I was speaking Spanish. I was like, no, I am not. This whole movie has turned into her trying to get her daughter.
Yeah.
And, y'all, there are now multiple people in this building.
And it's not like
crazy.
Small. It's like 20 or more.
Yeah, it's a huge building. We have this, like, tense moment where she's, like, in the locker room and there's, like, a woman, like, bouncing a ball.
No, she threw the balls.
Yeah, she threw the balls. Like,
to see if they would interact with it.
Which me and you were like, bitch, do you want to grab a weapon while you're there? Because it was, like, the sports equipment.
There was tennis rackets. There was a basket that you could hit them with.
Yeah.
And she's like, nah, I'm going to grab these balls and I'm going to throw them.
Yeah. So, at one point, she's kind of, like, going through and she makes it to the shower room. She gets attacked. And we are now introduced into another character, Luis. Luis saves her. They run into a pool.
And jump in.
And then jump in. Well, he kind of throws her in there. And then he jumps in. And then the infected guy kind of follows them. And he's like, hey. Basically in the water, like, bitch, watch this. And the infected person is struggling and then drowns. He drowns. And then that is one thing. There's a plot we need to get to the sea because these creatures drown. However, there is some undertext to this story. There's a subplot that's going on with the story, which is the day is her son's birthday. Her son who has passed away, he was a baby. And, you know, she's very cold about talking about it. Her daughter asks, like, do you remember what day it is? And she's like, no, what is it? And he's like, it's Nico's birthday, which he passed away from drowning. And you see later on, she can never forget this date because she has it tattooed, his name and the date on her arm. And it's just really sad. We have that undertext of because she is to blame for it. They won't even give her a weapon at work because of this incident of her. She didn't purposely drown her kid, but she left him alone and he had drowned. So how did you feel about that undertext throughout the whole movie? It comes up a few times.
It made everything come together, as in why she's not with Javi, why her daughter has, like, underlying not liking her.
Why she doesn't really connect with her daughter.
Yeah.
Because
why she can't look at her, because I'm guessing all she sees is the guilt and the rage and the resentment towards it. So it would bring it back every time you see your daughter. So I can see it. And it explains kind of like her carefree nature. Because you gotta... It seems like she's overcompensating.
I think for me, I think she wants to be so, like... She wants to be so unattached from her kid. Like, she's so unattached from her kid that she doesn't even know how to interact with Tata because I think she just doesn't want anything to do with being a mother because to her, she has failed. And I mean, to others... That's the case too. And that theme kind of continues on with Luis. So Luis is like, hey, I was riding in an ambulance with my wife. She is pregnant. She's going into labor. Can you help me? I know everything about how to deliver a baby. Like,
I just need you to catch.
Yeah, I just need you to, like, be there and help me. And, you know, we're watching this. We're like, okay, work. And cool. He says that, you know, Actually, he doesn't even bring it up.
No.
She's like, I'm looking for my daughter. And then, he takes her to the wife. Did you expect this?
No.
Okay.
I thought she was going to be a regular pregnant lady going, my water broke. That's all I thought. And I thought they were going to give birth right there.
And what was the truth, Sonny?
She's a zombie. She's strapped to a wheelchair. Trying to bite the hell out of herself because she has a strap around her mouth.
Yeah.
And... he's just looking at her like she's regular.
Well, he was like, well, we don't know if there's going to be a cure, like, tomorrow. Like, I need to make sure that she'll be fine.
He's like, we don't know if it's going to be like a cold where she just gets over it. And I'm like...
okay.
That's wishful
thinking.
And
he is still like, you have to help me. And she's like, he knows where her daughter is. And
she's like, no, I don't want to get near that.
Yeah.
And he's like, what about Tata?
He's like, Tata is very nice, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, how the fuck do you...
name?
Because she never brought up the name. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, so how do you feel about Louise as a character in general?
He creeps me out.
Creeps you out?
He, like, has a very sociopath kind of feel to him. Where he's like, as long as I achieve my goal... I don't care who I fuck over.
The expenses of other people. I kind of got that because at first I started to like him, and I even said to Sonny when we were watching it, I was like, "Oh wow, it's so nice to." It seems relieving that we have a character we can depend on. However, when that happens, it's like 2 minutes after we just met him, and it's a lot. So it's kind of scary that Iris is looking for her kid and she doesn't really have anyone that can help her, and you know they're going further throughout the facility, and I don't know how he's here, but Javi, her ex-husband, is just lying in another empty pool room bleeding out from something, and he's dying. And it sucks because like he's dying in a pool where people swim on the day
his son
of his son. Well, it's not the day that he died drowning. This is the day of his birthday.
Oh.
But he died the son died from drowning. It was very emotional, and
she's crying over his body. Luis is trying to get her to leave.
Because then more of the infected people come, and basically it's a lot of them. I was saying to Sunny, I was like, how populated is this area? Because they're still kind of sentient and know what's going on, so why would they go to, like, an abandoned building? I would assume, like, is there a mall nearby? Is there a football game? Is there a movie? Like,
a cul-de-sac?
any place that would be populated. Building. Yeah, it seemed kind of weird that they would all be there. But we get a cool kind of sequence. All right, Sunny, real quick, we're going to go to an ad break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking more about what?
Virus 32!
Sí! ¡Ay, Dios mío! Bebé es terrible.
Welcome back to Stay on the Line with your host, Terrah Card.
Hi.
We're reviewing movie Virus 32 from Argentina. Argentina. And it just came out this year. Welcome back.
Yeah, we're throwing that in the middle because the whole time
I thought it was 2012.
Work. Okay. They light the, what is it? The smoke?
It's flare guns. Flare smokes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a thing you just light and a bunch of smoke comes out of it. It's colored so you can, if there's an SOS, someone's on the roof, you can signal a plane or a jet to come get you.
A plane?
A plane.
A plane?
The little planes.
Is it going to land on a roof?
It could.
I don't think
it's
so.
It's got two pools.
A helicopter.
Like 3 gyms. It might have a helicopter.
Bitch, it's got a landing strip on this.
Yeah, it's the X-Men building, okay?
They don't have a landing strip.
Yes, they do.
They have on the building?
Yes, it opens up and there's a landing pad. Have you ever seen X-Men? No,
yeah,
shit.
but is that a plane where you just go like this?
Yeah, it's a plane.
No, that one is
jet?
The X-Men jet just goes up and down and then it goes.
Whatever.
Most planes don't.
Okay.
When you fly Spirit, you let me know if it just goes like this and then just starts to drop. Okay.
And your luggage is on the tarmac already, just thrown everywhere.
Yeah. We get a cool sequence. She stabs one of the zombies in the neck. She kind of gets away and then she is about to kind of let this zombie, like, one of the infected people with a knife is just this woman comes up to Mimi, who is Luis's wife, pregnant wife, and she's about to cut into her stomach to cut open this baby.
As a medical person, you should tell us all about it.
A C-section? Of what she was doing? Okay,
what she... C-section.
Girl, where do you think we are in the movie?
Remember when she's giving
Sonny,
birth
I'm
to the
talking
baby?
about the infected woman with the knife.
Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. I thought you were talking about the infirmary section. It's like, it came over...
I try with my sister, and all she does is test me every single day. So she has this knife, and she's about to cut into this baby.
Yeah. I didn't know if... Because they are intelligent, so I was wondering if...
She notices she's pregnant. The infected person puts her head up to her belly.
She said, baby. It's weird.
Do you think she was going to cut into her?
I think so.
Because Iris is kind of just watching from afar, and she's like, girl...
It's going too far.
But, you know, her past trauma is kind of kicking in, and she kind of screams for her, and then Luis comes and knocks that bitch out. But they do get to the infirmary, and we get a lovely sequence of the birth process happening. Now, when this baby came out, it was very CGI.
I thought it was... The legs were, like, long for some weird reaon.
But tight, like, very, like, narrow. Very thin. Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't baby.
This isn't baby.
No.
Bitch. Never mind. I was gonna say something related to Drag Race when they were trying to, I guess, say something about Baby the drag queen, and they posted a picture of Black Peppa and said,
"Oh yeah,
this isn't baby." Yeah, I thought this scene is kind of crazy. So the baby does come out, and I guess the baby is normal because the signs. Tell them what the signs are to know if you're infected. Do you remember?
You have circles on your hands.
Mm-hmm.
You're pale. You have veins coming out, and you're very aggressive.
Mm-hmm. I'm 2 of those. Pale and aggressive. Yeah, so I guess the baby doesn't have it. The baby is perfectly fine, which is kind of crazy.
But Luis does the dumbest thing.
Oh,
he unties her hand.
Yeah, and bitch, he's like, oh, the baby. She needs to be with the baby needs to be with the, skin to skin. I was like,
No.
I'm stressed out. You're stressing me out, Louise. And, oh my God, poor Edith. Edith is so freaking stressed out, too. She just wants her fucking kid.
Yeah.
The lights go off. She disappears. And, oh my God. Y'all, she's holding the baby.
You missed the part. He brings in the pigeon in a box.
Oh, yeah. So earlier week, he's like, hey, don't worry about that. It's just a pigeon in a box when we first meet him. And she's like, okay.
Weird.
So he knows about the kind of delay after they, like, kill something. So, like, after she gives birth.
Gets free. The lights come off because the power box is fidgety.
About the bird part.
Oh, she reaches into the box and, like, crumples the pigeon. Like, no mercy, kills this thing. And then she goes into tweaker mode. Just the
isolated kind of state. Yeah, and then they get free, and then she has the baby.
And she's like cradling him.
Cradling makes it sound like nice. She is holding it. But nice. She's gripping this kid's head like it is a grapefruit that she just is a. I thought she was gonna squeeze this head. I thought
we were gonna have that scene where the baby's like head gets squeezed, and I'm like. Like I thought she was just gonna do like what happened with the cat. Yeah. I was so stressed out. I have never in my life for a horror movie been like ready to like shield my eyes. This was one of those things where I was like, oh my God, are we about to go there? And then he shoots her.
Are you relieved?
Yes and no.
Why? You wanted her to throw that damn baby around like a damn fucking.
I knew
what is this?
I knew
skip
what she
rocks?
was gonna do, but I kind of felt bad for him because he just like killed his wife.
Okay, she just watched her husband die like 10 minutes ago, and he didn't give a fuck.
Well, that's her husband. He don't give a fuck about her.
So why the fuck should she care about?
No, I'm saying I was sad for him. I wasn't sad for Edith. She don't give a fuck. She's just trying to live and find her daughter. Iris.
Iris, if you're American.
Iris. Island girl.
Yeah, and then he's basically like, yeah, just go. And so she goes to the boiler room because that's where he says she is. Yeah. Y'all, we just had this stressful time
with this baby.
And so what happens? Another thing that stresses me out. So do you want to describe?
So Edith goes to the boiler room and sees a body of a grown man on the floor with a gunshot wound. And the only person she knows who has a gun is Luis. So she's...
no, I think it was his gun. I think he killed himself.
Yeah.
I think that guy had a gun and he killed himself after what he
but you see the body first and then you see the other gun.
I don't know. I saw the gun was like right in front of his head, like as if he dropped it.
Oh. I didn't see that part.
Word.
I saw it after. When they pan back to him. So she sees a trail of blood leading towards a furnace that's lit. And in this furnace is a little body.
But we also see... Tata has a cast on her arm.
She broke her arm skateboarding.
Yeah. And then we just see the broken cast on the floor. And then this tiny charcoal body in the boiler room.
And if you've seen the video, she's like this.
It's so terrible. It's so terrible.
And it's so gut-wrenching, and she's crying so hard. Like she really lost a child.
So did you think, because I had said earlier in the movie, I think she's going to find her kid and the kid's going to be dead after all this time. So
I thought you were right. I'm like, Terrah
is that what you were thinking too?
Yeah, I'm like, Terrah doesn't need to be right about this, but I think she is.
And we got to that point, and I was like, oh no, I might be right. But then I was like, no, there has to be like 20 more minutes left of this movie.
And then we thought about the other girl in the video.
Yeah, I was like, there was a dad and this girl.
So it must have been him who shot himself.
But, so she obviously is screaming.
Yeah, because her hands are up and...
Well, she's just in pain because she thinks her kid is dead. And, you know, all these zombies are attracting her. She, like, notices something in the corner of her eye. And it's one of those lights from the fingerprint that is lit red. It's lit green when Edith scans it. But if it's not her, it's red. Yeah. So then she starts to follow the trail. And it leads up to this door. And she knocks on the door.
And that special pattern. And Tata opens it.
I was like... Yes! Oh my god. It was just...
But I will say, if you're... the acting of the adults is amazing.
Great. It was really good.
So good. Even the zombies are so good. Tata's not good.
Tata is not a good actor.
She's very
she got better at the end.
She did,
but yeah,
the beginning and like the middle. The beginning, she was good when she was talking shit about her mom. She was good.
Well, I was thinking, I was like, do you think that might be like a learning, like a cognitive, like traumatic,
like at home kind of thing? She might.
No, like, do you think that's like a character choice from the director to be like, she is just so immobilized to
what's happening,
to emotions after all the trauma that maybe she was acting like that? That's just me reaching, but like, that's not, because she seemed to have a little bit more emotions at the end when she's realizing that her mom might die.
Yeah, no, I think it was a character thing she did. I don't think it worked. I think she was trying to be the innocent, strong-willed kind of kid character, but it came off more of as a stoic.
It just didn't read.
Fake. It wasn't really good.
It wasn't reading. But they are like, hey bitch, we're gonna get out of here. She still has this gun. And they make it to an area where they're kind of cornered by a bunch of these infected people. And they go into this room, and she lights a fire where all these rats are, to get the rats out of there, so that these infected people crush them, and they had the 32 seconds to escape. Now, they're going through this, and they're taking their time. It's like 7 minutes before they actually start walking.
7 minutes?
7 seconds, sorry.
Like, yeah, they're debating it, they're watching it, I'm like, go. Girl, you see them standing still.
But it is a lot of them. One of them grabs her kid's arm.
And she aims the gun at them. Still taking her sweet time. Cocks it.
Bitch.
Waits.
No bullets.
No bullets.
No bullets. Bitch, I would have shit my... I didn't know how they were going to make it out of this.
Well, she panicked for another 4 seconds. I'm like...
And then just smacked the bitch, and then... And then they ran. There were so many of these zombies.
I would say 12 to 20.
I think there was more than that. Because there's some in that hallway, but when they run out into that gymnasium,
well, no,
there's some coming from... They're all coming from other directions. And I'm, again, thinking, how big is this fucking place? And why is everybody here?
Well, you saw how many hallways it had.
Bitch, so many. It's like a fucking labyrinth in there.
Yeah.
And
you gotta think, they are making a lot of noise. So it would attract the ones from the outside.
But there has to be so much other things going on than the two people that are in this building.
But if it's close by and if it's doing a lot of noise, they're going to come.
I don't know. Oh, and also, we didn't explain this, but the reason why there was a little body in there was that Tata's explaining that the creatures had came, took the little girl, and threw her into the fucking furnace. Bitch... That is crazy. I'm glad we didn't see that, but that's still fucked up. That was very fucked up.
Can you imagine if they played that? Like as a flashback sequence?
No, we don't need to see that. That's so good. They eventually, after a very long chasing, which I would have been out of fucking breath, they would have killed me a long time ago. They go through the ambulance and
shut the door.
Iris is so fucking smart because the ambulance is crashed in. They go through the front of it, close the ambulance behind. She gets into Javier's car. She nails a sheet around the windows, and then we're thinking, and I don't know what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah, because that was weird, because she also did the front window shield, so I'm like, she can't see if she's driving. I'm like, this is so weird.
Yeah.
So the zombies break through the ambulance windows.
Yeah.
Opens the door, goes to the car, wrecks the shit out of it.
Yeah, because the car is now going forward.
Yeah, it's like rolling
with
slowly.
A flat tire.
Yeah. And then they open the door, pull the sheet out, no one's there, except for a pipe holding the accelerator down.
Yeah, the pipe she had earlier. And they had escaped into, like, the sewers, which I was so stressed out. I was like, oh, God, they're gonna die here. No, they get down there, but...
The main zombie...
The main zombie that attacked her first, that she smacked
and the kitty.
And killed the kitty. He's very observant. He's just been, like, staring at the cameras, watching her the whole time, and follows her down there. And then when she gets down there, she sees that Luis is there with the baby, and he's pretty fucked up.
Yep.
And, you know, he's saying, like, hey, go to this boat, go to sea, they can't swim.
Take the baby.
And, main bad guy comes down there.
She has a nail gun, and that's it.
Yeah, she just has a nail gun, and she's saying to Tata, like, girl,
Don't look away.
When look away. Once you hear everything is quiet, you have 32 seconds. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. The way that she charges this zombie, because the zombie is just staring at her. That zombie beats the shit out of her.
It was like a one-way fight. She's like, "I'm warrior," and he's like, "No, you're not."
Yeah.
Like,
she like goes to like attack him, and he like immediately bitch slaps her and like fucks her up. And then I'm thinking she's dead.
Yeah, because he's like curving her stomach.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that must hurt.
He was like stomping her face in, like slamming his fist down. And it's the 32 seconds. She's still alive, and the kid is just frozen. And I'm like, oh my god.
And the mom's like mouthing, "Run, run."
I was so stressed out, but the little girl like picks up the nail gun, which I thought was just a staple gun. So I was like, what the fuck is this gonna do? But she shoots the dude in the head and it kills him. And I was like, oh my god, thank God. Thank God.
Then we find out the mom can get up. I'm like, nah.
Oh yeah, she was like, okay.
I'm good.
But I mean, to be honest, adrenaline probably kicked the fuck in, so.
True. But still, he curb stomped her legs too. It was like her legs, her stomach, her head.
He mollywopped that bitch. But they're good. She takes the baby.
No, we did do this question. Would you take the baby?
Would you take the baby? No.
No, I wouldn't either.
I would not. But you know, she lost it. The son's name is Raul. Raul. And you know, she already lost the son. I don't think she could deal with the guilt of abandoning another kid.
Do you think she's gonna rename him Nico?
That would be kind of weird.
It's zombies all around. She's on a boat.
That would be weird. That reminds me of this girl talking on TikTok, and she was like dating this dude, and for some reason he and like her family kept calling her Jessica, and she's like, "That's not my name. Like, I don't even know. Like, it's not even close to Jessica." And it turned out that he dated a girl named Jessica that died, and looked just like her. And every time he would like text her and be like, "I'm getting you flowers," and she would never give flowers, he was giving it to her grave.
Gag. No. Oh my god.
That is crazy.
He needs therapy.
She said the only reason she was dating him is because he had a very good Eric Cartman impersonation.
Big.
But yeah, they go out to the boat, and we see a bunch of boats like leaving.
But then we cut to a scene of what, Terrah?
The zombie from the pool earlier that's just been sitting in there for about a few hours just starts like getting active, which I'm like, okay, so it must have died and then
come back to life.
Or maybe it was like 32 minutes. 32 minutes of dying. So yeah, this was a really cool movie. Did you think that I did say, did you think they would have made it? Like, at what point did you think they are going to die here?
In that hallway.
In that hallway, I thought that, and then when they were running from about 50 people.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you
escape this?
How do you escape this? I don't know how.
And then also the tunnel sequence where he's mollywopping her.
Oh yeah. I thought the kid would at least get out of there.
Yeah, I'm like, she's gonna be dead. Like, she's gonna close her eyes and then run into the sunset.
Bitch, I would have grabbed that baby and like, here you go.
Oh my god. Terrah!
Or at least been like, hey, this guy over here is like not good. Go beat him up. I don't even know how Luis got there.
That's a good question.
I don't even know how he got there.
Coincidence.
I did like the undertelling of the story, like the struggling mother. How did you feel about Edith as a character in general? I liked her. At first, she's very much me with kids, where I talk to them like they're adults, and that's kind of like what she was doing. Clearly, she doesn't surround herself around kids that much anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, how'd you feel about her as a character?
I didn't like her at the beginning, only because the child abandonment kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to like her, and then I also have moments where I'm like, you're really dumb.
She's also very smart, though.
No, she's very smart, but very dumb in instances where she won't pick up a weapon.
But I think that could be a trauma thing. Her kid died. She probably, like, they wouldn't even give her a weapon at work anymore. So she probably doesn't trust herself that she's going to, like, hurt somebody on accident and kill them. You know what I mean? That's probably why she grabbed tennis balls first.
Still, if I have a baton, I'm gonna hit someone.
You didn't accidentally kill a kid, though.
Okay, but they're zombies.
But she doesn't know everything. But she, like, the fact that she timed the 32 seconds to figure that out was
no,
very...
I said she had dumb moments. I never said she was dumb
you
overall.
You said you hate women and you think they're dumb.
Shush. Would you want a sequel?
I don't think it needs one, and I don't think it's going to get one with how
not
poorly
with that,
it
yeah.
did. Which is unfortunate.
Would you like to see one if they ever made one? Like, it followed, what's her face's name? Tata's life.
Like, as a full-on adult?
Yeah.
No. I'm not interested in that plot.
You don't want Tata?
No. That's... it would have to be different characters. I think their story has been told.
What if she's like a side character? Like, she helps them?
I wouldn't...
What if she's the Luis of the story?
No, I'm not interested in seeing these characters again. I think they got their happy ending.
Okay.
As much as the father died, you know, at the end of the day, like...
But the zombies can swim.
You're on a boat. How far are you going to swim to another island?
How far are you going to get with
to
gas?
be fair, they can't really swim. They kind of just paddle in the same place. So...
But really, how far are you going to get without gas?
Boats can get semi-far. Oh. If there's another sequel, just focus on other characters.
How about Virus 64? Double it.
Bitch, you got basically a minute to get away. Girl, you're good.
But they're extra smart and extra fast.
Then I'm extra dead, and I don't give a fuck. Okay, at what point in this movie do you think you're like, this is it for me? I can't do this. Once
I saw that girl's burning body. I would shoot myself just like that guy.
Well, bitch, even when she was going to do that, no bullets.
Well, you could jump in the fire with her.
No.
That's a suicide.
That's the worst way.
Drown them, bitch. I don't know.
I wouldn't. I think the moment that I have to run away from fast-running zombies, it's a wrap for me. Were you about to ask a question?
No. I was just thinking of being bludgeoned.
Oh, okay. Work. We usually don't rate movies, but me and Sunny rate this like very high.
Yeah, I gave it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. I would say that's... It would have been 10 out of 10 if the acting was a little bit better. Don't know why or how this movie didn't perform that well because...
it might have been advertising.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I didn't know it came out in 2012, though. Are you sure about that?
I can look it up.
Is it 2012 or 2021?
I might be dyslexic, but I don't think so.
I feel like it came out recently.
Let's see. Oh, it's still up.
2021?
2022.
2022? Bitch, it came out this year. Where did you get 2012 from?
I don't think I looked at the 2 as a 2.
Alright, well, this movie came out this year. Make sure you go support it on Shudder.
Yeah, hopefully it gets more money than the 93,000.
93,000. Any other comments in regards to this movie?
Javi was cute.
Yeah, he was cute.
He was.
He had an extra hole in his guts. Alright, well, Sunny, where can we find you?
You can find me at Official Sunny Daze on Instagram. That's OFFICIALSUNNYDAZE. You can also find me on Facebook under Sunny Daze. It'll be a page. And you can also find me in Pensacola at Alga Brews Company with Terrah Brewery Company.
Mm-hmm.
With Miss Terrah Card as a host because she loves me and she books me for things.
Sometimes. And I'm Terrah Card, that's TerrahCard. You can find me under most platforms under that name. You can find this podcast under the name Stay on the Line on most platforms. And if I could, I would pull up my Patreon list and read out my patrons, but my Wi-Fi is down. So if you want to join the Patreon, you get your name read out at the highest tier, the pee poo poo tier. And then we have the other tiers, the missed caller. And then, oh my god, I forgot the other one. Oh no. Ghosted. We got the Ghosted and Missed Caller tier. That's just $1 and $3. You can support the podcast for just $1, y'all. Or even just, like, go on Spotify or even on Apple Podcasts and, like, rate the podcast. Leave a comment on the YouTube channel.
It helps us
It really does help. Like, with the algorithm, too. Like, leaving a comment. If you made it this far into the podcast, comment down, Argentina virus 32.
Yeah.
More like... I think I need a poo. These zombies are fast. Yeah, type that whole thing if you made it this far. That's the Patreon, patreon.com/Stay on the Line, Stay on the Line podcast on most platforms too. Yeah.
Now say that all in Spanish.
Mi nombre es Terrah Card.
Do you know how to stay
Me
on the line?
gusta la película y stay on the line.
Do you know how to say it in Spanish?
Stay on the line.
Quédate en la línea.
Sí. Sí. If you want us to review anything else, like, let us know. Love reviewing a Spanish movie.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty cool. It was just like a rare gem of me just being like, bloop, let me play this. So
Yeah.
I wish I had came up with more questions. I feel like I did a little bit too specific details for the movie, even though I said prior I didn't want to do that. But y'all let me know how you want the format of these things to go or what you want us to do. We don't have to review movies all the time. So.
Yeah, we could do shows, we could do stories.
Not Dragula right now. I'm a little out on that. But until next time, I'm Terrah Card.
I'm Sunny Daze.
And make sure you stay on the line.
line.
Bye.
Bow, 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 bow. Ew.